Okay, so welcome to Wednesday. What is this, July 24th? Wow, summer's like half over. And I'm excited to be on this call today because it's Q&A day with Kody. And Kody, last week you asked us to bring some questions to the call. And unfortunately, Stacy is not able to attend because he had something come up at work, but check this out. He's got some questions for you, Kody.
Nice. Good.
And some of them are real, like I was reading through them and I was like, wow, these are some really deep thought out questions. I mean, I'll start with this because Marcia's not going to be able to be on the call. She was on last week also, but she took action last week and purchased a 10-hour block with the VAs. And I asked her if she would be able to come on the call today and just kind of give us an update on how that went. Hi, Charlene. Welcome. And although she had a commitment at the Association of Realtors today on a committee that she serves on, she sent me a really nice email. Kody, I shared that with you. I don't know if you had a chance to see
I
it,
did. Yep, I
but
looked at it.
she just really laid out what the experience was like for her. And here, she's been in business for almost 30 years. It'll be 30 years coming up. And she has a database, and her and I had a conversation last week. We talked about it, and she just decided 10 hours, it was worth it to invest in 10 hours with our gratitude specialist to help with putting that data into her prompting send out cards contact management system so that she could be better at delivering gratitude that she felt for those clients of hers. And she's very excited. She had what might have been a glitch with electricity out on this end of her virtual assistant to Mitch taking over and just really doing what Mitch does best, of articulating, asking questions, and taking action on behalf of her clients. Marcia was really pleased with her investment into that virtual assistant gratitude specialist help because she was stuck. And there's so many people right now that I think that are stuck, perhaps in that getting started in that realm. So Marcia, when you watch the replay, just kudos to you for taking action in this season of your life when by all means you could be slowing down and relaxing. You're refocusing and adding more opportunities to this season in your life. So I'm grateful for that. So I just wanted to share that real quick. How's everybody doing? Charlene, did you come to, I know is Rachel going to come on the call, hopefully?
I hope you can hear me. I'm in a very crowded Starbucks. I'm in between appointments, so I apologize. But she's supposed to be because I texted her yesterday.
Here she comes right now as we speak. I got an email that she finished watching the webinar this morning, so I'm excited. Hi, Rachel.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you.
It's nice to meet you virtually.
Yes, it's nice to meet you too.
I've been getting follow-ups that you've, attended the webinar, and we have the founder, the developer of the webinar here with us today, Mr. Kody Bateman, my friend, and he can answer, like, Kody, what would you like to ask Rachel about her experience with the webinar?
Well, nice to meet you, Rachel.
Nice to meet you, Kody.
Yeah, this is kind of fun. You watched a webinar that I conducted, and now you get to talk to me. So there you go. Yeah, just, I'm always interested in just first impression, just in first impression, it's, you make a commitment when you attend a webinar. A webinar's an educational class, if you will, and hopefully you spent the 25 minutes and made that investment. And just initial thoughts and, maybe questions that you have. You've got me, so I'm ready to answer whatever's on your mind.
Wow. I just watched it this morning. So it's still resonating with me. And Charlene gave me some information to read as well. I appreciated the story of how you came to develop this system. I do agree. I'm a big personal note person, but it's really easy to get behind in that, even though I've got all these alarms reminding me of different events to reach out about. There's only so many hours in a day. So yeah, I felt like it was a really good overview. I can't think of any questions right now.
Okay. Yeah, it's we try to do that in a way to share the big picture vision of what a gratitude movement perhaps could do for society,
Right.
for the world around us, for us individually. You know, a lot of times when we think about sending cards and gifts and things like that to people, we're thinking about follow-up systems, staying top of mind with people. People naturally kind of go to, you know, what's in it for me kind of stuff. They go into, you know, this would be great for me to follow up with my business, ask for referrals, whatever. I think people naturally do that. I've taught courses in the past, still do. I have a book on the subject of relationship marketing. And one of the things I talk about in there is that relationship marketing, if done right, is about the first word, not the second. But most people, when they come into, they're attracted to the title relationship marketing for the word marketing. It's just human nature. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just kind of, like every one of us on this screen would probably have to confess that the first time you see that, you hone in on marketing. It's just, you know, we're just kind of wired that way. But to truly implement true relationship marketing, the focus is on the first word, not the second. And that's kind of what the gratitude movement is all about. I could have called this gratitude marketing. I steered away from that word this time because of that very thing. I think what we're doing is more of a movement than it is a marketing tool, although it's a great marketing tool, but it's much bigger than a marketing tool. It's a movement. And that's why we're calling this the gratitude movement. And so it's kind of exciting. It's exciting we feel like we are, and I say we, you notice I always say we. I don't, you know, I'm the founder of all of this, and you know, I'm the owner of the company, and I've done all this stuff, but that's just a role that I play. I'm a team player, and I play that role, or each of you play a role in sharing the gratitude movement with the world. We have a big staff of amazing people here that get the cards and gifts out every day and provide our marketing tools and pay commission checks and all kinds of behind the scenes effort that goes into it. Every one of us are a member of the gratitude movement team. We all play a part. So that's when I say we are the gratitude movement, I truly mean that. It's everyone on the screen is the gratitude movement. So it's kind of fun. Those are just kind of what's on my mind after hearing what your experience was. Now, Gail, I know you had a bunch of questions today.
I do.
So yeah, if you want to jump in.
Yeah,
I'm
Stacy. Yeah, Stacy couldn't be here, but he sent me this list of questions, and I kind of started a few that we'll start with. And I think this is a really great one because as we're talking about building a promptings business, a gratitude business, we're being in gratitude, we're sharing gratitude, and we're showing others how to be in and share gratitude. He said, what leadership qualities do you believe are the most important for success in the industry?
Industry, does he mean like direct sales industry or?
I think he means with what we're doing in the gratitude movement. So, well, and we'll just fashion it to that. So what leadership qualities do you believe are the most important for success in what we do every day?
Well, right off the top of my head, and see, my answer to that's probably a lot different than you would read in books in other places. The number one thing that comes to my mind, and I do believe this is a leadership quality, number one thing that comes to my mind is kindness. Kindness is an attribute that a lot of us kind of naturally have the heart of kindness, but kindness is something, it's like a muscle. You can work on it, make it stronger, just like anything else. If you become intentional about your kindness, I think that's one of the greatest leadership traits there is. And then the second one kind of is the balance of that. And that's assertiveness. So there's kindness on the one side and there's assertiveness on the other. And what I mean by assertiveness is just to be conscious about what you're doing and be bold about what you're doing. And don't hold back. You know, we offer something wonderful to the world. We need to be conscious about the value of that offering and don't hold back at all. You know, we have something great to offer. So kindness on the one side, assertiveness on the other side, and then the word consistency comes up. To me, the key to leadership is consistency. If I can be consistent, I can show others how to be consistent. And everything I've done in life, every accomplishment I've ever had, consistency is probably the number one trait that gets you there. You just, and it's just, it's really that simple. And probably along with the word consistency would be patience.
Mhm.
Because a lot of times we have to be patient with our consistency, right? Because, you know, we're consistent and things don't happen as fast as you want them to. And you get a bunch of no's and you get this and that and the other and you get pushback. But you just stay consistent, because if you do, you end up finding the right people and having the right movement in your life. So
Awesome. You know, when you said the word assertive, wow, it took me way back. Kim, I don't know if you remember this, but when I took my test, when I joined Prudential Preferred Realtors back in the day, I scored low on assertiveness. And Kim, my broker, they were the first to say, well, we can teach you that. You know, we can teach you assertiveness. So over the years, you're right. We learn to be assertive in the knowledge of the things that when we gain knowledge in our chosen profession or what we do, and we apply that assertiveness, it does take us places. So, but that word it just resonated because I was like, oh, at first that was a word that was hard for me, you know, back when I started to be assertive. So thank you for the answer. Melinda has let me unmute Melinda. There you go, Melinda. It says ask to unmute. There you go.
So when I hear the word assertive, the first thing that goes across my mind is rude.
right.
Because it's like, I think of salespeople who, okay, so I was just at an RV place and the guy was, you would say assertive and I would say rude. He just push. That's not what we're talking about here, assertive. Can you explain maybe how to be assertive without being rude?
Maybe that's a great question, by the way. That's a super great question. And man, I'm glad this is being recorded because this could turn into some great personal development content. I may need to add a word to assertiveness. I would call it humble assertiveness. Humble assertiveness, I think, might be a better way to describe, because you do need to balance. You need when it comes to assertiveness, that you need to check your ego at the door, and you need to have a balance of that, because there are hyper over aggressive salespeople, marketing people, whatnot, and we're really not about that. However, and I say it all the time, and it's funny because I get in debates with marketing gurus out there, because a lot of the marketing gurus are all about, you know, they're all about massive sales pages, value stacks, funnels, order bumps, you know, things that are designed to somewhat trick you or manipulate you into making a purchase maybe when you're not quite ready to, or something like that. And I'm not about that. However, there's a flip side to that. The flip side of that is you don't want to be too subtle either. Like in our case, the best way to no question, if you want to make an investment in a gratitude plan for your life, it's a no-brainer that you would be a premium gratitude sender. It's just a no-brainer. The value proposition of investing $495 to start with all of the tools and things that you need is, to me, a no-brainer. And we, in the webinar and stuff, we share the value of that. But I'm not going to do all these manipulation tactics to get you to get your credit card out today. I'm not going to do that. Our job is to share the value to the point that it's just a no-brainer for somebody to do it. They make the purchase and then feel good about the purchase. You know, you're in a gratitude movement. The last thing I want is for you to feel buyer's remorse after you buy the product. You want to feel good about the purchase. Be in that gratitude energy. Be grateful for the purchase you just made, because it's going to transform your life in every way possible. So yeah, I'd say humble assertiveness.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
Tina.
can mute me. Thanks.
Go ahead, Tina.
So when I first started in real estate, I'm not aggressive at all. And when somebody was talking to me about being more assertive, like, I really had to wrap my head around the fact that there's a huge difference between aggressive and assertive. Assertive is being sure of yourself, of getting your point across, of and doing it in a way of through helpfulness, not aggressive. Aggressive is rude. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where I was able to like make a big turning point in my sales career is, you know, I'm not being aggressive. I'm being assertive. You know, aggressive would be the wrong way to sell to people, or, you know, it's just not. Yeah. So I think there's a huge difference between the two.
Yeah, like Kody said, humble.
Right. Yeah.
That
Yep.
humbleness in your assertiveness, adding your value, knowing what you have,
Right.
relaying that to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's humble confidence. You know, I'm going to stay humble.
I like that. Yes.
It's
I like that.
humble confidence, because I know the value. We all should know the value of what we're offering here. Be confident in that, but also remain humble and respectful of people. And I got to tell you, man, it's fun. I would love to get on a podcast one day and because I've had many behind the scenes debates with gurus about this. Like, it gets crazy. Like, these tough guys, sales guys, man, they want to just beat me up over that. And, you know, they state their point, I state mine. I'd love to do that in a podcast format where people could watch that, because I just truly believe there is a better way. There's a better way. We're shifting, and it's going to be more important in today's world. The world is shifting to where we're so inundated with so much information. We talk about this in the webinar. There's so much information coming in all the time that we are becoming much smarter as consumers. We know when we're getting played. We know it. You know, we got these awesome sales pages and funnels and order bumps and stuff, and you know when you're getting played. Like, you feel it. And because now those tactics, I believe, worked far better 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 years ago. But I think the more that we're shifting into this new consciousness as a society, I think more kindness is going to have to be part of it. People crave feeling appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
People crave feeling like they're actually being listened to, not preached at. And that's, you know, that's what I think is really important. So.
Awesome. Well, here's a follow-up question for that then. What are the common pitfalls or mistakes you've observed that entrepreneurs should avoid?
Well, I would go back to that one word again, consistency. lack of consistency is like, it's paramount. It's massive. To me, I think 90% of people's problems have to do with that. It's just not staying in a consistency plan with what you're doing. So I think that's a big part of it. Another thing too is just information overload. Because of the society we live in, the smartphones we're on, the social media scrolls, we get distracted a lot. And so there comes a point when you need to get hyper focused on what you're doing, right? So, you know, I've very close friends of mine that have been really, really successful in building network marketing business, as an example. When they built their network marketing organization that created substantial residual income for them, they were hyper focused on the build. They were hyper focused on the company, the products, and the build. And then they get recognized, and they get more recognized, and they get more recognized. And then they're invited to be on other stages, and they get on those stages. And then they scroll social media and see what all the other influencers are doing and what people are saying about them. And they get distracted with all of these shiny, you know, these shiny objects that are out there. I need to be like that, or I need to look like that, or I need to speak over here, versus just staying consistent and focused on the golden goose, which is their business. So I think that's part of it too.
Yeah, Charlene just typed because she says it's noisy in Starbucks, but since I started with SOC and promptings in 2016, I've seen and heard happiness when people receive their cards in the mail, especially the personalized picture cards. People love them. I've seen them on their refrigerators and received text that they love the cards. And you can feel that, Charlene. I feel that all the time when someone messages me and says, "Oh my gosh, thank you for the card. I'll keep it forever." Or, I go into a listing appointment 6 years after I've sent this card, because I go back and I go, they have a card on the refrigerator that I sent. When did I send that? And I go back into my card history, and there it is. It's like 6 years prior, and they still have a card. You know why they have the card? It's because that relationship marketing, Kody, the 80-20. It's like their family was on the front of that card. Gail Zintek was not on the front of the card. If I was on the front of the card, they would go, "Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I know Gail." And then that card would go away. But when we focus on the other human connections and we celebrate lifestyle celebration, I go back to that chart you shared for so many years. How do you communicate with people? Phone call, text, face-to-face, greeting cards. It's lifestyle celebration. It's in that 20% marketing. And it's okay. And Rachel, if you've not experienced sending a card yet, the opportunity for you to do so is like to be able to just make someone's day. You have the opportunity in your hands to send that card and have someone open it up go to their mailbox, open it up, and just go, just that's like that energy. We talk about the gratitude movement energy of what we get. Like, Kody, you know what? This morning I get a USPS, like, this is what you can expect in your mailbox today. I have a card coming from you today. And I went up and checked, and it's not there yet. But I'm already excited because I get a card from Kody and Kody Bateman. So that's that, but that's the power of what we get to do with greeting cards and gifts. So I'm excited for you to give this, do you see, like, after watching the webinar, do you see yourself as a casual sender or as a premium gratitude sender?
Honestly, I don't. Right now, I'm just trying to take it all in. I mean, I do a lot of handwritten notes, and I could see how it would certainly help me with that. But and I love the message, of kindness. I just still noodling through all the details.
Awesome. Well, we're glad.
It's interesting because, again, you just barely took a look, and so now, yeah, I can totally understand the processing of it all. And we're talking about all kinds of stuff here and possibilities with the service, which are certainly great. But one of the things that I like to kind of share with people that I think resonates is that we all know the importance of gratitude and appreciation. We know it's important that people in our network feel like they matter to us. And if I'm in a place where somebody in my network that I'm working with directly or indirectly, first of all, feels lack of gratitude from me, that's a big failure and hole in my heart. So I want to make sure that I figure out a way to where the people in my network can at least feel an element of appreciation from me. And so the kind of the way the premium plans work is that we have two ways that we really reach out and connect with people. One is called the heartfelt prompting card. That's an individual card at a time. You know, you mentioned, Rachel, you like to do handwritten notes. That's what that is. That's using the system to put a heartfelt message from your heart to another person's heart in a card, maybe add a picture of them and send it to them. That's heartfelt cards. The other one is what we call system cards. And these packages are a combination of the two. What I like to say is that the system cards is where the system kind of sends the cards for you somewhat. Like, let's say you want to send a Christmas card to 500 people. Well, you click the 500 people in your contacts, you put the card in and click go, and it goes to all 500 people. That's a system card. Group sends, you know, you might have this group here and this group here and this group here, and each of those groups get a separate message. And so the system could do that. Drip campaigns, you know, where you can just pre-schedule cards to go out automatically to people. So all of those things are involved with the system cards. And what I like to say about our philosophy is that system cards is the width of your gratitude plan. System cards give you a massive reach. It allows you to reach a lot of people fast and easy. Heartfelt cards give you the depth. The heartfelt cards help you to connect deeper with a human being with that heartfelt message of kindness. So the combination of the two is what transforms your gratitude plan, your gratitude activity. And I know, you know, Melinda and Gail, you know, I'm very familiar with their card sending activity, card and gift sending activity over the years. They've been doing that. They do both. And maybe they can kind of speak to that. You know, Gail talks about 100% referral business. So my question to you, Gail, is would you have 100% referral business if you only did the system cards and didn't do the heartfelt cards?
I'm more what you said, the deeper connection.
Right.
People think of me and my husband, Steve, on a deeper level because of the heartfelt cards, because we've watched their vacations, their babies being born, the engagements, the death of a pet, those things that are touch them at a heart level. And we've given that back to them in the form of a card and maybe a little token of memory. That's what's the glue that keeps to us. The system cards, you know, inviting them to client events or, you know, follow up from the client events or the holiday cards, or Charlene told me it was during the pandemic a few years ago, I created a card that was like a word search. And, you know, when we couldn't connect with people personally, I sent out these cards with a word search, and you wouldn't believe, like, and I asked them in the card, hey, send me a picture of your completed word search. So what did that do? That connected us. And that was one card to a bunch of people. But I kept getting these text messages and messenger, you know, pictures of their word search. And I said, what word resonates or means the most to you? And so I made it a little more personal that way, which created conversation. I always said a card leads to conversation, conversation leads to opportunity, and opportunity often leads to closed business. And that's what we've experienced over the last, 17 years in the real estate industry. So I don't think that, I think it's a combination, Kody, of what we've been able to do. And you can almost make the system cards pretty much heartfelt.
Yeah, you can. Like as an example, I mean, and we actually, some of our events, we do exercise like this. I'll say, I want you to make a list, and just imagine yourself doing this. Make a list of 20 people in your life that you appreciate. 20 people. Does everybody on this screen have 20 people that deserve to hear from you, that you appreciate them, that, that they've had an impact on your life? I mean, I got to believe that all of us have that list. And so the system card can do that because, you can make that list of 20 people and put out a message of gratitude. Hey, you're receiving this card because you've had a tremendous influence in my life. I want you to know how much I appreciate you. My life is better because I know you. And I just wanted you to know that, your friend Kody. That's it. There's their message. And what kind of impact does that have on those 20 people? Because I guarantee you there's 5 or 6 or 7 of those, maybe more, that the day they get that card, it's going to make all the difference in the world to them, because they're probably going to get the card on a day when they don't feel appreciated, or when they're feeling down, or when they're discouraged. These cards show up at the perfect time. So stuff like that is fun. It's fun to do that kind of thing and make impact.
Absolutely. All right. Anybody, Charlene, you have a question or a comment for Kody?
I have a question for you, Gail. Maybe you could do another crossword, show us how to do it in one of your great videos in the Facebook group. Because I can't even think right now. I'm gonna have to go into SendOutCards or Promptings and look for a crossword card, because those were such a huge hit for people. They loved them. But maybe you could do a video and put it in the Facebook group that you have us in.
Oh, now you're challenging me to a task.
Please, please.
I could do that. Yeah, I can do that. I'm write myself a note. Crossword video. Okay, I'll figure that one out. Maybe it's summertime. We're in summertime. Everybody has summertime, no matter if you're in Michigan or if you're in Florida. You get summer in July. So, could be, and here's what I'll do. It'll be like a picture. This is my lake, Rachel. So this is a card I sent to 103 people, just sharing sunsets, sharing a picture with our granddaughter, saying, hey, we'd love to see you. We'd love to hear from you. It's been, we're going to spend this winter at home. So, it was just a catch-up card with 103 important people in our life. And it led to 2 opportunities. And then my husband on the back with the new listing. It led to 2 opportunities to talk to people about listing their homes. And I'm not even fully licensed anymore. I'm retired, but I got my husband over here doing the work, and the stuff just works. It just works. So yes, I'll do a fun. Ooh, I like to have challenges. So I'll do a fun crossword card for summertime. And then anybody else? I got a couple more questions I can ask if anybody else doesn't have one that they have. Rachel, you're welcome to ask a question if you have one, or Kim. Okay, Kim. I can't hear you, Kim. Here you go.
Hi there. I guess I'll be the first person to say shame on me, but because I think Gail shared SendOutCards with me in 2008. So I've been a subscriber. I've been involved in it. Consistency is the thing I lack. I'm kind of like a butterfly. I go here and there and everywhere all day long. And I'm not a very good salesperson. I'm a manager. I've managed realtors for 30 years, but my income in real estate it's a benefit of being a manager in real estate. So I'm not assertive, and I'm not consistent. And I guess I'd like to see maybe notes on how I can connect. I mean, I know I need to get up every morning and send 3 cards and do that every single day. And I make great heartfelt cards. I love doing it. It's something I could do full time because I just love making those picture cards. But I'm not good at selling the system, and I'm not good at being consistent in sending the heartfelt cards. So I need help with that.
So Kim, I got a couple of questions to follow up on that. Hopefully this is beneficial to the rest of you. You're in real estate. You manage real estate. You make income that way. Are you looking for other streams of income?
Absolutely. I'm 67 years old. I do not manage realtors anymore. Thank you, Lord. So, you know, and my husband was in the service industry, so we don't have a lot of Social Security. Yeah,
so the older all of us get, the more interested we become in not only extra streams of income, but residual streams
right.
of income. And we're looking for ways that income comes in whether we show up for work or not. And that's one of the key elements to this business model, is that we provide transactional income and residual income with how our system is set up. So again, I think the key is just right out of the gate deciding, hey, is this something I'm interested in? And thinking about, could I build my own independent gratitude sharing business to where I could earn residual income on? If that resonates with you, then we tap into that side of the business, right? Gail kind of spoke to this. There's really 3 elements to the gratitude movement. The first one is to be in gratitude. So you want to be in gratitude every day. We have a community that talks about that. We have products that help you to be in gratitude every day. We got seminars and events to go to that's all gratitude driven, right? So be in gratitude is the first thing. The second thing is to share gratitude with others. We have the gratitude sharing tools that allow you to do that. And the third thing is to show others how to be in and share gratitude. That's where the opportunity to have your own gratitude sharing business comes in. And you can be involved at any level that you want. But once you decide, you know what, I really do want to do all 3. I want to be part of the gratitude movement and have this other stream of income. With that in mind, once you make that decision, then we plug you into another training module. And it's very simple to follow. It just takes some consistency, but you have accountability partners, you have sponsors. And by the way, in this group, you've got probably the best sponsors, bar none, in our entire business. I mean, Gail Zintek, is, I would say, is probably, what's that? Is that top?
I said understood.
Yeah. So again, if you're interested in that, and again, it really comes down to consistency. And what we have worked really hard on is, we know that most people, that if they want to do that side of this business, most of them have other businesses or they have other things they do. And a lot of people from real estate, insurance, direct sales, a lot of different professions, a lot of teachers, naturally kind of attract to what we're doing. And so we realized that. So we wanted to create something that if we gave you some core activities that you could do in about 45 minutes to an hour a day, even 4 days a week, just it's like going to the gym. Wanted to create a program to be like going, I made it, I want to get healthy, so I'm going to commit an hour a day to go to the gym. Gail can talk to you about that, right? It's the same thing with this business. I want to create extra streams by showing others how to share gratitude. It's like going to the gym. If you make that commitment to 45 minutes to an hour a day, very, very specific, consistent activities, we give you all the tools to do it with. We train you, teach you, hold you accountable. And over the course of 6 months to a year, you have residual income coming in. No matter what business you do, no matter what side gig you do, whatever side hustle you have, no matter what it is, I don't care how easy they tell you on social media it would be to make $1,000 a month selling, I don't know, Etsy on flippity flop or whatever, because you see a million of those deals all the time. No matter what the deal is, you have to implement and you have to learn some things and you have to do some things consistently. We're no different, but we make it very, very effective for you to be able to do that side of it. So if you're interested in that, you know, we can plug you in. It's what we have today is far more simple than what we ever had in the history of SendOutCards. Like the product delivery today is 10x what it was in the SendOutCards days. Even the business opportunity and how to build, even how to release residual income, all of it is a much smoother pathway today than it's ever been. So we'd love to help you with that kind of stuff.
Good. Okay. Thank you.
Awesome. I had to go get something because it was really special. The system you created, Kody, like I went in and I just click on card history and I had like 1,121 pages. So I clicked at the
Wow.
very end and I found this. So this is my grandson, Cohen. He's gonna be 18 this month. Isn't he handsome?
He sure is.
He's handsome. But look what I found. I found this card I sent to him on his first birthday.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. It says, "You want a piece of me?" And on the inside, it says, "I'm too tired to fight." And this is a card I sent to him on his first birthday. And I just clicked resend and I sent it to myself because I have every intention of giving this to him on his 18th birthday, maybe with a little cash inside, but it said, "Happy first birthday, Cohen Anthony Lopez. You're our little Bubba boy, and we love you more than words can say. You will always be our little cocoa bean. Love, Grandma and Papa." And then I added, because I could alter the card, "You've aged well, Cohen. Happy 18th birthday, bud. We love you, 7/31/24." So he gets to open this on his 18th birthday, and there is no other system out there that can hold those memories and then resend them out. So I just had
That's a beautiful story, Gail. The next event, I'd love you to share that on the stage. That is a beautiful, beautiful way to use this system. That's very heartwarming. Very, very
Yeah.
nice.
He's a sweetie. So anyway, all right, we might have time for one more question. I'll open it up to anybody there before I read one that Stacy has sent. So going once, going twice. Okay, here's one. I'm gonna read this one, Kody. What has been your favorite book and why?
Wow.
Because if you don't know, like I've been in Kody's home, I've been in his library, like thousands of books. So I think this is a really cool question to ask you of all of that. Your favorite book?
Yeah, I don't, with all of those books and me being a voracious reader, it's really difficult to say one. I'd probably have a top five maybe, but the first thing that comes to mind, one of the books that had massive impact in my life was The Greatest Salesman in the World by Og Mandino. And basically anything that's ever been written by Og Mandino. He's probably my favorite author of all time. If you're not familiar with Og Mandino, look him up. I'm not kidding you. Any book that he has is just very compelling. Another author would be Paulo Coelho. Paulo Coelho wrote the best-selling book called The Alchemist, and that's just a phenomenal, phenomenal read. And pretty much anything that Paulo Coelho writes, they just do it in a very, very creative way. Obviously, Think and Grow Rich is probably one of the most The Power of the Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy is one of the most impactful for me. I've even got a book right here, and this one is not as popular or not as familiar because I've kind of mentioned a lot of the classics. But this one really had huge impact on me. Excuse Me, Your Life is Waiting by Lynn Grabhorn. And that, again, she's, wouldn't be considered one of the classics, so she's less recognized. But this book I put right up with those top 5. It's that good. I could go on all day about books, but those are the ones that come to mind. And it's so powerful, you know. In fact, it's interesting. Right now, I'm putting the finishing touches on a new product that we're coming out with. It's the Promptings Gratitude Journal that we're coming out with. It will debut in about 30 days. Gail was in a beta test, and she was able to sample that product for, and that's just a sample, Dale. Wait till you see the actual product.
I'm
It's
excited.
yeah. And so I'm putting the finishing touches on it. And when it comes to this kind of stuff, I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I like everything to be exactly perfect. So I'm putting the finishing touches on it. And ironically, I received a book in the mail from Janice Porter out of the blue called The Enlightened Passenger by Corey, whatever, however you say that, Perrier. And you want to talk about coincidences? I mean, some of the finishing touches I'm kind of looking for is showing up in this book. So it's, you know, it's that law of synchronicity. You want to pay attention to synchronicity in your life. When coincidences kind of happen, you want to pay attention to those, because that's kind of the universe's way of waking you up and telling you, you know, you're on the right path, but you need to act on this, you know, that kind of thing. So I think I'm very excited about having a personal development plan and teaching others how to create a personal development plan in their life. We are all meant to do miraculous things in our life. We just are. There's things in this life that you were built to do, and you're the only one that can do it. There's genius in you that only you have. And part of this whole thing called promptings is to act on that inner voice, because it'll guide you. That inner voice is going to guide you to who you are and what your unique contribution is to the world. And if that doesn't excite you, hopefully this will. There's people that need you. People need you. There's certain people in the world, they need the best version of you. So we have a responsibility to find that, create it, and give it. You know, my mom used to always say, Kody, when I was a little kid, my mom would always say to me, Kody, you need to, I didn't know what it meant back then, but now it's become a theme in my life. She would always say, Kody, you need to find out who you are, son, and then give yourself away. And as a kid, I was like, what the heck does that mean? But now it's become the motto of my life. So I think that's important. That's what we're all here to do. And I'm very blessed by each of you. You know, the way you blessed my life a certain way. And Rachel, you're thinking to yourself, you don't know me, so how have I blessed you? You have blessed me. You took the time to be here.
Mhm.
You had no idea what you were going to gain out of this day. And hopefully we provided you something to uplift your day, but you gave us enough respect to hang out with us. And that means a lot to me. That's a blessing, and we want to thank you for it. So good stuff.
Great stuff. All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up. And I see a couple of you on the move to where you're going next. And Kody, thank you. Thank you for, you know, being willing to answer some questions you had no idea what they were. And it shows your genius. It shows the genius you have in you that, you know, my friend Coach Steve Trezak, we always say it's inspiration on demand. You are wonderful with inspiration on demand. And yes, Rachel, thank you for being here. If I can answer any questions at all for you, please don't hesitate to reach out. Charlene, you're in a busy coffee shop, but you're here and you're attentive, and I appreciate you. Tina, Melinda, Kimmy, let's get together, have a conversation about where you want to go next. And I'm grateful. I am blessed beyond measure today. And Stacy said that. Tell Kody, actually send a text. Let me bring it up because we were chatting. He says, Let Kody know I am blessed beyond measure and I appreciate him sharing that challenge.
Oh, tell
So,
them thank you. That means a lot. Appreciate it.
all right. So everybody have a wonderful day. Kody, thank you again for your time today and look forward to seeing y'all again.
Okay. Take
All
care,
right.
everybody. We'll see you.
Bye now.